Someone explained to me that it's kind of like when the cable goes out on your TV and you get the fuzziness and the noise. That's kind of like what's going on in his brain all the time.
Seth must have 9 million things going through his head at once. From the second Seth was born, he did unusual things.
He really didn't walk till he was about 21 months old. And he seemed a little out of it. He was non-responsive when I would call his name, didn't even look. Sethy? Sethy. You know, if there was a noise, he just didn't function or respond in the normal, spontaneous way that any person would. When he was 18 months old, he started pulling his hair out, literally bald, like the whole hair follicle. And he would have about this much of a range on his head, maybe a little smaller. Well, I'd taken him to CHOP to get evaluated. They said they wanted to do a Fragile X test. We just did it, we forgot about it. And then my phone rang, and the head pediatrician from the practice was on the phone. And when I heard his voice, I remembered the test. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, I started hysterical crying. I was freaking, you know, I just had a baby, so I was still hormonal. A test that I'd forgotten all about. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was bad.
Mr. Housekeeper. I see it. Right a corner. Yep, it is. It's not. Oh, it's not it. Here, it's not.
Bring Mommy the phone.
It's not it. Oh, jeez. I could just.
Bring me the phone.
Jeez. I could just.
Seth.
Get this.
Bring Mommy the phone. All right?
What's the dog's name? She's crazy.
Come on.
Go check somebody. Mom, I'll call you. I'll call you. But it's.
Get over here.
Oh, Mommy. But.
I can't get you with my foot.
Mom, it's you. It's you. Mom, it's you.
Don't even think about taking mine.
Oh, it's you.
No. I know.
Check a message.
I know. Give me the phone.
Check.
Ready? Set. Go put it. You okay? Thank you. My goodness. All right, you all right? Seth is a character. He is very unique.
What are you doing?
He can manage to make people as frustrated as they can be.
Can you sit for a minute and look at the... After we're done.
No, please.
After we're done.
Sydney.
Sydney's at school.
Oh, I'll try.
You can't call Sydney.
I'll phone.
Listen
phone.
to me. Seth, listen to Mommy. When we're all done, okay?
Yet smile and laugh at the same time.
Okay.
Where's Ruth?
I don't know.
Where's the Ruth?
Other issues that present are severe anxiety.
Hands to the floor. Seth, it's okay. Hands up. It's okay.
Hyperactivity.
That's good. I'm coming in.
Mood swings.
Okay, should I tell Sydney?
No.
Okay, this is the deal. Stop, take a breath. Listen, we're going to go get our socks and shoes.
No.
Repetitive speech.
Hey, there's Madison. Hey, the house. I can't hear where the house is. Show it today. It's Chris.
And all sorts of things that Seth kind of on the scale falls right in the middle of.
Seth's been going to gymnastics for Special Olympics since he's 8, and he's 15 now, loves it. He's very good at it. He just really adapted well, and he can get his body into positions, which is a Fragile X thing. He just can bend and contort in all sorts of crazy positions. So do you like gymnastics? Do you like gymnastics? Tell, do you?
Seth, do you like gymnastics?
They're coming over.
Seth Ford.
He's won a lot of gold medals and bronze and silver. And when Seth gets up there, of course, no one cheers louder for himself than Seth. You know, his arms are up and the whole thing. And they went to give him, I guess, a 4th place. It was like a piece of paper. And he says, no, I don't want it. He gave it back. He wanted the medal, you know. One of the things with Seth and with Fragile X kids, it's hard sometimes being the parent living each day. It's hard to see how they've progressed in your day-to-day life. But when I go to Special Olympics, we can look at him and say, you know what? 2 years ago, he wouldn't stay up there when it was turn for the award. Or when he was in line waiting his turn, he was freaking out and he had a meltdown. And look at him. And he's clicking and he's getting it. And you see where they're moving forward.
He has made tremendous progress over the years and has been able to accomplish many goals that we never thought that he would be able to.
With Seth and with, you know, kids that are more involved with their disability, you never know if and when they're actually going to achieve that thing, that life cycle.
And so the first thing that we had to get used to is realize that Seth needs to be measured by a different yardstick than typical kids. And so things that we may take for granted that naturally happen is a skill set that Seth has to learn and could take years to develop.
As parents, we need to be the gauge of pushing him as far as we can without pushing him too far, because at some point I'm not going to be here. I don't want my older kids to be, you know, to have him as a burden, and he needs to live in the world. So I want him to be as adaptable as possible. So I always try to push him and, you know, have him do as many things as possible, and that way he can exist on his own.
I think our dream and our vision for Seth is to be functioning enough that he would be able to live independently, most likely in a group home setting where there would be aid and support for him. And so if he would be able to hold down some form of job, whether that's working in a kitchen or stocking shelves at a supermarket or being a bagger, would be our vision and dream for Seth.
I mean, he's the happiest person I know. He really is. So, really, what else is there?